Well, hello there, good evening and welcome to Football Domain on your number one online television channel, CTV. I am your host, Wisdom Chumuba, popularly known as the Principal Thing, and today I've got some interesting conversation for you, and it has to do with the UEFA Nations League. Well, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is Football Domain, where we get to discuss everything strictly on football, and today we've got some interesting conversation, like I said earlier, about the Nations League. Hey, there's a certain country that has been trending for the right reasons. Some games went down yesterday in the Nations League, but two fixtures particularly stood out because of a certain goat and a certain country, breaking a record. So let's go on this quick break. Once we return, we'll be going straight into our talking point. Alright, once again, welcome back. You're still listening to Football Domain on your number one online television channel, CTV. I remain your host, Wisdom Chingova, also known as the Principal Thing. And yes, before we went on the break, I said we were going to be talking about, the Nations League. It kicked off yesterday. Portugal, starting off on a winning note over Croatia by 2-1. And a certain GOAT in Cristiano Ronaldo, doing what he knows how to do best, setting, a remarkable record, scoring 900 career goals. My goodness, that is absolutely amazing. Lionel Messi just behind him, 838 goals. Both of them, they are GOATs, but that is not our conversation for today. Portugal starting off well, winning by 2-1 over Croatia. In fact, Portugal scored all of their goals. Yes, all of the goals in the game. Diego Dallo scoring both for Portugal and for Croatia, because it was an own goal, to give Croatia that single goal. But it is what it is. Cristiano Ronaldo on the score sheet, as Portugal got the better of Croatia. Well, in that same group, another game went down. That was between Poland and Scotland. Scott McTominay coming up clutch again for his country, but was just unfortunate this time as they lost that game by 3-2 to Poland. Robert Lewandowski was also on the score sheet in the inevitable ones. You can't do without them on the score sheet. But moving away from Portugal, yes, there's a certain country that has been trending for the right reasons. And which country is that? San Marino. Yes, San Marino making the headlines for all of the right reasons. And what am I talking about? Now, San Marino is a country in Europe that haven't won a single game, since 2003 or 2004, I should say. Now, San Marino is ranked 210th in FIFA's world ranking. That is the bottom of FIFA's list, and San Marino, that is where they sit. 210 in FIFA's ranking, and the team they got their victory over is Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein 199th. Two wonderful countries placed, in wonderful positions on the FIFA ranking. But hey, the last time San Marino got a victory in any football game, either competitive or friendly, was back in 2004 over the same Liechtenstein by 2-1. Oh, 1-0, beg your pardon. Yeah, sorry that I'm mixing up the stats, because when I was, going through everything, it was amazing. Like, come on, since 2004, who does that? But hey, it is what it is. I need to interest you to know that these players, they are not really a footballing nation per se, but these are men that do their daily jobs, and then once it's time to play for their national team, they leave their daily jobs aside, come together, galvanize themselves, and say, you know what, let's go play this football for our national team. They love to rep their national team, and my goodness, it was an amazing scene yesterday after they got that victory over Liechtenstein. In fact, the young man who scored the goal, in the person of Nico Sensoli, a 19-year-old boy. Nico Sensoli, in fact, it's been tagged as a legend. In fact, the social media handle of San Marino, that's the national team. Oh my goodness, I wish I could display that for you right now, but because of our time, I'm not going to be dwelling too much on that. But really, it was amazing to see San Marino, finally getting that victory. Even I myself, although San Marino is not the country that everyone looks at when it comes to football, but I was really happy for them. 2004. My goodness, that's a long time, about 20 years. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to go on a very quick break. Once we return, I'm going to give you updates from the games that went down yesterday, and then we'll call it a wrap, talking about the Super Falconets. We lost by 3-1 to Germany. Ah, my goodness. Let's go on this break. We'll be back in a bit. right, once again, welcome back. You're still locked on to your favorite television channel, CTV, in the good company of Wisdom Chungova. This is Football Domain, where we get to discuss everything football related. And we've been having some wonderful conversation about the UEFA Nations League that kicked off yesterday. And we spoke about San Marino and Cristiano Ronaldo also, setting the record for himself, 900 career goals. But moving away from that, I want to give you updates from the games that went down yesterday in the Nations League and the ones that are going to go down today. So we saw some interesting games yesterday. The one that made the headline for the wrong reasons, or for the Serbian fans, they'll say it was for the right reasons. Spain versus Serbia. That game ended 0-0. Spain, we know they are current Euro champions. In fact, Spain is literally dominating all fronts when it comes to football, both for the male and the female. In fact, even for the junior team, the under-21, Spain is literally dominating football as we speak right now. But yesterday, we were unable to get 3 points against Serbia, who were very dogged in defending. But it is what it is. Lamine Yamal was always in the game. He was dazzling as usual, but hey, his skill wasn't enough, for him to earn anything for Spain. And that game ended 0-0. Sweden got the better of Azerbaijan by 3-1. Alexander Isak of Newcastle getting on the score sheet. In fact, netting 2 goals for himself there and for Sweden. And that game ended 3-1 in favor of Sweden. And then Belarus and Bulgaria, that game ended 0-0. San Marino, which we spoke about earlier, defeated Liechtenstein by 1-0. Northern Ireland got the better of Luxembourg by 2-0. Slovakia and Estonia, that game ended 1-0 in favor of Slovakia. And then Denmark got the better of Switzerland by 2-0, where Granit Xhaka saw the red card shown to him, straight at his face by the referee. That game ended 2-0 in favor of Denmark. Christian Eriksen was there, but hey, no Rasmus Højlund for Manchester United fans. And then Poland defeated Scotland by 3-2. Some games already went down today. Currently, as we speak right now, one game is going on. Norway earlier on played against Kazakhstan. Game ended 0-0. Norway not able to get anything out of that one. Helen Haaland, when it comes to the Nations League, all of these small teams, they just tend to, in Yoruba they say it's Ibojudo, just the open eye, the chuka everywhere, but it is what it is. It's football, it's football. Nowadays, they say there are no minnows in football, but you never know. As we speak right now, Cyprus is taking on Lithuania, and that game is 0-0. Later on, we're going to see Belgium take on Israel, and then Iceland will take on Montenegro. Wales will take on Turkey. Slovenia will take on Austria. Kosovo will take on Romania, and then France, Italy. That is, the biggest fixture of today. In fact, the showdown of today. So that is how it stands on the UEFA Nations League. And then moving over to Africa, or coming back home rather, I should put it that way, where the Falconets, lost, their second group stage game in the Under-20 World Cup to Germany by 3-1. Yes, we know the Under-20 World Cup is currently going on for the women's category, or for the girls rather, if you want to put it that way. We won our first game against South Korea by 1-0 in the group stage, and then we faced Germany on Wednesday. We lost that game by 3-1, which means that we have to win our third game against Venezuela if we want to make it through to the next round. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the ladies gets to do us proud. And then moving over to the Super Eagles, where we know that tomorrow we will be taking on Benin Republic. Yes, in Uyo, that game will be going down by 5 p.m. We'll take on Benin Republic. Augustin Eguavon and the likes of his assistant coach and Fidelis Ilechukwu and Daniel Ogumodede, they've been doing quite the work. Victor Osimhen is in camp already. Yes, he joined the lads yesterday. Some games went down yesterday, talking about the AFCON qualifiers. Let me just give you some of those updates, and then we call it a wrap for today. Sudan defeated Niger by 1-0. Comoros and Gambia, that game ended 1-0. Libya and Rwanda, that game also ended 1-0. And then in Tanzania versus Ethiopia, that game ended 0-0. Burundi got the better of Malawi by 3-2. Congo defeated South Sudan by 1-0. Guinea-Bissau got the better of Eswatini by 1-0 as well. Angola also got the better of Ghana by 1-0. That was the most shocking result of yesterday. Our Ghanaian brothers, You guys are doing well. That game ended by a goal to nil, and Central African Republic got the better of Lesotho by 3-1. Algeria defeated Equatorial Guinea by 2-0. Tunisia, Madagascar, that game ended 1-0 in favor of Tunisia. And then Kenya, Zimbabwe, today, that is the only game that's gone down today. Kenya, Zimbabwe, 0-0. So later on, we're going to see DR Congo take on Guinea today. South Africa will take on Uganda. That is also one game you need to look out for by 5 p.m. today. Togo will take on Liberia today as well. Sierra Leone and Chad would also come head to head, and then Senegal will take on Burkina Faso, and Egypt will take on Cape Verde. Morocco, the highest ranked African nation right now as we speak, will take on Gabon tonight. Mali will take on Mozambique. Ivory Coast as well, AFCON champions, will be hoping to retain their crown. Will be taking on Zambia. Mauritania, Botswana would also slug it out, and then Cameroon, Namibia, and then finally Nigeria versus Benin. So that is all of the games that would be going down for match day 1 for the AFCON qualifiers. My goodness, it's been a wonderful ride on today's show. I've had fun giving you all of this information, and I know you out there are wonderful listeners. You've had fun as well listening to me and soaking in all of this information. Well, I just want to put this out there for the white paper guys. When you are playing AFCON games, please be careful. You can see from all of this, the fixtures and the scoreline and the results, there are not too many goals being scored, at the AFCON. But don't go and start playing over 2.5 for AFCON qualifiers. I'm just advising you that. But hey, you can do that for the Nations League, with all due respect to our own AFCON. Yes, it is our own, and this is where we'll be drawing the curtain. Do not forget that this show is sponsored by the Adama Sule Foundation, and you can do well to like, comment, and share all our videos. Yes, you can also do well to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, CTV Live. That is the handle. You can go follow us on Facebook as well, CTV Live. Alright guys, thank you very much for being a part of today's show. I've been your host, Wisdom Chumoba. Do not forget Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Dear, forget wisdom, and you know what I get in? Get understanding. Goodbye.